Hello, Vancouver chapter. Welcome and thank you for joining us here. I have an amazing speaker and guest today, somebody that is very near and dear to my heart. Tegan Helen is an incredible recent birthday 12-year-old on a mission to help kids be happy and safe and loved. Tegan became a best-selling author and award-winning inspirational speaker at the age of 7. Tegan has toured the world and has spoken on many amazing stages, spending time with and learning from world changers such as Tony Robbins, Gary Vayneerchuck, and Grant Cardone. Tegan has a fiery passion to help others, teaching kids life skills not taught in the classroom. Now aged 12, Tegan is the proud author of 5 books in 3 different languages. Tegan is proof that your past does not define your future. So thank you for joining us, Tegan.
With your permission, I'd like to share with you a little bit about me and my journey. Even though I may look like a happy, high-energied, excited kid, I have been through quite a lot so far. Under 3, I did not have nice parents. Sometimes they used to leave me alone for days without any food, and my 1-year-old baby brother to look after. To find food, I'd have to look in fridges, cupboards, and even bins. If I could not find any food, I'd have to walk to the nearest shop or garage with my baby brother on my back, just so we could eat. The shopkeepers were very nice and always let us have some food, but then the scary part came. The police and their flashing lights always came and took us back to our naughty parents. When I was just 2 years old, my naughty mummy and daddy put a cigarette out my head and it made a scar. And every time I used to look at that scar, it made me cry. Because it made me think, who would do that to such a young kid? What had I done to deserve it? So even though I went through all these crazy times at such a young age, I'm not going to let my past define who I am today and who I will become in the future. Because as Tony Robbins says, your past does not define your future. Your daily decisions do. So I'm not going to let my past define who I am today. My name is Tegan Helen, and I am the award-winning Amazon best-selling author of 5 published books in 3 different languages. I've shared the stage with many incredible people and spent my time with world changers such as Grant Cardone, Gary Vayneerchuck, and Tony Robbins. These incredible mentors have taught me so much, not only about life, but also about myself. One of these things I am honoured to share with you today. Self-awareness is being clear about what our body is doing. Are we standing up straight? Do we have a smile on our pretty faces? Knowing what we are thinking, is it positive and uplifting, making us full of energy? Or is it negative and draining, pulling the energy out of us? Being clear about our thoughts and feelings of the world, of us, of others, is being self-aware. I first got self-awareness when I was learning how to be fearless, because then I realised what my thoughts were about different things. Life, friends and family, and even myself. And after my fearlessness training, I kept that self-awareness with me, even to this very day. A beautiful state is when we are in a mood that is happy and full of energy. It's a state that when we're in, people just love to be around us because we are like a big shining ball of light, love and energy. In a beautiful state, our smile and our energy not only makes us feel like a superhero ready to do absolutely anything that comes our way, it also makes other people feel the same way too. Here are a few examples of a beautiful state. Think about an event like the one we're in right now, with the courage, the energy, the happiness and the determination of the speaker on the stage. Us in the audience can start to feel and be that energy because we are surrounded by a beautiful state. Another example is, have you ever been to somewhere really fun? If you have, say yes.
Yes.
But on the way there, you felt a little bit out of energy and bored, but everybody else in the group was really happy and really excited. Have you ever realized by being around them for a few seconds, you start to feel really happy and really excited instead of pretend, yeah, so excited? That's because our brain thinks that's the way it needs to be. It feels right to be that way. Not only that, it feels outstanding to be this way. Someone I am honored to call my friend and mentor is Mr. Tony Robbins. If you have ever been to one of his events, you'll know what I mean. He is great at bringing up the energy, getting us out of our chairs and into a beautiful state. So I would like to try a little exercise with you right now. When I say we are going to jump out of our chairs and into a beautiful state, we are going to shake the building of this place. We are going to rip the roof off. On the count of 3, jump out of your chairs. 3, 2, 1. Shake the building. Show the light, the love, and the energy that is inside of you. You are a truly amazing human being with so much light, love, and energy that needs to be shown in this world. So show it now. Well done. You are amazing. Thank you for participating and playing full out. You are truly amazing. Then we need to keep self-awareness of these things, and then we'll find out more about ourselves than we have ever done before. Like maybe how patient we are, or what our main emotions are throughout the day, or maybe even what our thoughts and feelings are about life, friends and family, and ourselves. Then we can work on these things and start to become the very best versions of ourselves. Who is here to become the very best versions of themselves? If you are, say yes.
Yes.
A suffering state is when we're in a mood that is sad and has low energy. It's a state that when we're in, we think bad thoughts, like life is terrible, I am useless, I can't do things like this. A suffering state can make others sad, like a beautiful state can make others happy. But it takes longer to make them sad, to pull them down, because a sad, suffering state is not natural, whereas a beautiful, high energy state is. So how do you change a state from a suffering state to a beautiful state? Well, it takes 3 things to change any state. Number 1 is focus. When we are focused on things like life is terrible, I'm useless, we are going to get ourselves into a suffering state because we are focused on sad and bad things. But when we are focused on things like life is incredible, I am amazing, we are going to get ourselves into a beautiful state because we are focused on happy, amazing things. The second thing is moving our body. Have you ever realized when you're sat down at a desk, trying to get that burst of inspiration, trying to unleash our imagination? And speaking about imagination, I know how powerful this tool is. So I've created a 6-week program that we go much deeper into imagination. But have you realized when you're sitting down at a desk, you can't seem to get what you're looking for? But have you realized when you're up, moving around, having fun, you seem to have a burst of ideas. You seem to be on fire with ideas. That's because you're moving around. You're getting your body into a beautiful state. And the third and final thing is what we are telling ourselves, language. When we are using big words like depressed and sad and under the weather, we are going to get ourselves into a suffering state because we are using big, sad words. But when we are using words like outstanding, amazing, happy, we are going to get ourselves into a beautiful state because we are saying beautiful, happy things. So the next 2 little exercises I'm going to share with you are things I do when I get into a suffering state. One of these things I learned at UPW, Unleash Your Power Within, with Tony Robbins and Joseph McClendon III. And as it is one of my favorite things, I'm going to share it with you first, and we are going to try it together. It is wiggle your bum. Yes, not only is it fun, happy, and silly, enough to change your state, it also lets you use words like happy and outstanding. It gets you to change what you're focused on and gets you to move your body. So please get to your feet, put your hands on your hips, bend your knees, and when you're wiggling that bottom, show it to the camera so I know you're wiggling it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Thank you. You may now sit back down in your chairs, laughing your face off. The second thing is go in front of a mirror and do the biggest, silliest, craziest smile you can. Even if it's just to pretend like that for a moment, do it. And while you're doing that, do different poses like superstar pose, superhero, strong. And at the end of 1 minute, I bet you're laughing your face off and you have a real huge smile on your faces because you're getting yourself into a beautiful state. So these are things I do every time I get into a suffering state. But what can you do? Let's try a little exercise right now. I'd like you to write at least 10 things that every time you get into a suffering state, you can do to instantly change your state. These can be long things like go in front of a mirror, do smile, do different poses. Or short things like wiggle your bum. So what are you going to write? Whatever comes up in your head, write it down. You want at least 10 things that you can do. Ready? Steady? Go! There's things like hug yourself, go out in nature, dance around, be happy, wiggle your bum, listen to music. Prime, think about what you're grateful for. Whatever you have got, write it down right now. Keep writing, you are amazing. Well done. No matter what number you got, give yourself a big pat on the back and a round of applause. You did absolutely amazing. Now, we just want to make sure these things work. So when we do get into a suffering state, we can use these things to jump back into a state. So sit down in your chairs in a suffering state. And on the count of 3, you're going to jump out of your chairs and do one of these state changes. 3, 2, 1. Jump out your chairs. Do one of your state changes. Yeah! Well done. You did amazing. Now you know these state changes work. How many of you committed that every time you get into a suffering state, you're going to do one of these things? If you are committed, say yes.
Yes.
You don't need to be forced to change your state. You have total control in your hands. What will any kid do if they see a puddle? Jump in it, of course, with a huge smile on their faces. What will an older person do? Moan. Moan it's raining. Moan there's puddles. Moan about anything else they can think of, even if it has nothing to do with the very fact it's raining. So we need to unleash that inner kid and live in a beautiful state so we can jump in those puddles with a smile on our faces. Life is too short not to recognize the magic, not to recognize the gifts that are in our life. And I know how this important it is, so I've created a course all about this. Nobody lives forever. Nobody has. Otherwise, there'd still be cavemen, saber-toothed tigers, and dinosaurs roaming the earth. If there was not a reason for you to live, you wouldn't be alive. That means you have a purpose. You have a way you're going to impact or change this planet because you are a truly amazing human being. Something I learned from my friend and mentor, Mr. Tony Robbins, I'm going to share with you today. I would like you to repeat powerfully after me. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up. Step up. Step up.
Step up.
Well done. You did amazing. you truly lived in a beautiful state, a powerful state while you did it. Give yourself a big round of applause. Let me ask you a question. How would you like to achieve your dreams and goals by breaking them down into steps that you can do? Nice, easy, achievable, bite-sized chunks that you can get closer to your goals and actually achieve them. How would you like to unleash a very powerful tool called your imagination? So you can turn your dreams into goals and create bite-sized chunks to achieve them. How would you like to recognize life's magic? The gifts that you have in your life with fun worksheets and videos to coach you through the process so you can be happy about your life knowing all the amazing gifts you have. How do you think it would feel to be happy for who you truly are instead of wishing you were someone else, with worksheets to show you that you are a truly amazing human being? How do you think you would love to focus on your goals with worksheets and a dream board that not only has your goals on, but also have affirmation, incantations that get you powered up each and every day? And a question that you can ask yourself to see the very best in each situation. How would you like to do a manifesting meditation so you can find out what you want and see it crystal clear in your mind? Well, you would like to do all these things. I have outstanding news for you. I have created a 6-week fun online program for power to unlock your dreams. And it covers everything I've just told you. Plus, I have a very special gift for you. If you buy this program in the next 3 days, I will gift you the free book of the book that goes with this program, The Power to Unlock Your Dreams. Plus, you'll get lifetime access to this course, so you always get the newest information, the newest content. So if you're interested and want to take action, please go to teganhelen.co.uk. Let me say that one more time so you can get this free gift, because there's only 3 days before it goes. It's www.teganhelen.co.uk. Thank you for joining me, for participating and playing full out. I'd also like to thank Alan for bringing me onto the stage so I could share my message. Thank you everybody for participating and playing full out. You were truly amazing. Yes!
Yes. Amazing. Tegan, thank you for sharing. What a wonderful, amazing shares that you have. We're so blessed to have you in front of our stage and sharing this information.
Thank you.
Do you mind if we ask some questions?
Sure.
Absolutely. Wonderful. I'm kind of curious, when you were in that place when you were 3 years old, and it wasn't a beautiful place for you at that time, what were some of the feelings or things that were emotions that you were feeling at that time? What was going on for you when you're like not sure what was going to happen in your life?
I used the law of attraction from very young without knowing it. Because when I was young, I was looking after my 1-year-old baby brother. I got my scar. I felt a sense of care because my main drive, my main why through my younger ages was to look after my baby brother, to support for him and to care for him. And I wished every day for a nice, loving family, for a nice, beautiful family that would love us and take care of us. And it worked. I got my dreams, and he's in a nice family too.
Wow, that is amazing. Where did you get that information from? How did you get that law of attraction? Like, because something like that was only introduced to me like very much later in life. How did you attain that information?
Well, I used it without knowing I was using it. Because of my bad past, I was driven to I was driven to focus on a love and family. It was another thing that got me through. I didn't even know it was a real thing until I learned later in life through the science of getting rich and the secret. And I wrote a book about it, and it's the law of attraction plus action. So I only found out I was using it once I read these books.
Got it. So you've written 5 different books, 3 different languages before the age of 12. And I'm curious, before you wrote your first book, what drove you, or why did you decide, or how did you get the courage to say, you know what, I can be an author too, and I can write a book myself?
It was when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Netcher. And there was one sentence in this book that captivated me, that put me on the path to author. And it said, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, has made more money than the Queen. So I started to break down the lessons in these books, and I wrote my first book. But that was what drove me to write my first book, reading that.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. I can see the impact there for sure. Um, what with all these books, like obviously you've written 5 of them. What drove you to write more than one? Like each one, I'm sure, handles a different topic and stuff. What drove you to write each of these 5 books? And I'm presuming more in the future.
Mm-hmm. So my second one was when I read The Science of Getting Rich and The Secret, and I heard how the law of attraction had been hidden for so many years from grown-ups. But then I realized that kids were still not getting taught it. If kids are taught it now, imagine what they can be, what they can become in the future. But just by sitting there thinking about what you want, you're not going to get a dream. So I wrote the law of attraction plus action. My third book came from when I was speaking on all these stages. People would ask me, oh, how do you do it? I can't do that. And I shared my secrets because I had been through fearless training, so I could speak on stages. My mummy had inspired me to become a speaker because she was always up there speaking on stages, so it inspired me as well. And I wrote a book about it, and I've added a section recently because one of the most common questions I get about being fearless is, how do you stop getting bullied? So I wrote that, I explained you have a special ball of light, love, and energy, and special talents inside of you that you don't see but other people do. My fourth book, Be Courage and Be Kind, Have Courage and Be Kind, actually came from my mummy because she's always going out there, having courage, being kind, just sharing her love and courage with the world. So she inspired me to write that book. And my fifth book was coming from my story. And it explains how I got through my challenges, how I got through my past. It explains that I went through these crazy times, but you're not alone. And here's how to get out of the times.
Wonderful. Wow, that's really amazing. That's really great that you're sharing this information and passing it on. What is what's your hope and dream with all of these speaking and engagements and books and shares and coming onto our group? And thank you for sharing your message here. But what's the mission? What's the ultimate goal or plan for you to have, or your objective or your purpose?
My main mission in life is to help 100,000 kids be happy, safe, and loved, because I went through a bad past. Nobody deserves, no kid, no teenager, no adult deserves to go through a bad past where they're not feeling loved, happy, or safe. And one of my biggest goals for this year is to help 100,000 kids. I can teach them what are not taught in schools. because they're taught things like maths and all things like that, but to actually go out there, make a difference, to have fun with life. I want to teach them things like how to set dreams and actually achieve them, the real use of money, and things like this, how to be fearless, how to show love, how to have courage and be kind, because it's how they can truly create the life of their dreams.
That's wonderful. That's really amazing. One last question I have for you is, you know, since March of last year, we've really entered into a new and different world for a lot of different people, in ourselves included. And COVID is definitely on the brains of so many people these days. Everybody's thinking about it in many different ways. What's a message about this new world that you can share for others to maybe hopefully help them change, their thinking, or if they're stuck or in a place where they wish that they could be different or that sort of thing? What's a message that you can share for this new world for people?
Stop watching TV, stop watching news. Focus more on what you can control. My family don't watch TV. We don't have a TV. On our farmhouse, our old house, we used to have a big dream board where the TV went. We go out in nature, we read books. Stop watching TV. It's programming you to believe in this stuff. It's programming you to get scared. So stop watching it. Read books, go out in nature, have fun. Focus on what you can control instead of what you can't control.
Amazing. That's a wonderful share. I love that. Well, thank you, Tegan, again for coming on. I really appreciate it. The fact that you shared your message on so many stages with so many amazing thought leaders and speakers out there, for you to come onto this stage and share with our group. We're so blessed and so grateful for you to have shared that and your message. Thank you again for coming on. We really appreciate everything you've done for us and for others that are out there and who you're going to impact. I love one of the shares that somebody had shared with Oprah, which is that you don't know who you're going to impact yet, right? You don't know who is going to be out there that's going to see this, watch this, feel this, hear this. And I'm so blessed and grateful to be in your presence, and as well being able to hear your message and be able to share it further for others to hear.
Thank you, Alan, for inviting me on here as well. Thank you.